When a woman who's been ignoring you suddenly comes back around, it can throw you off. You're probably thinking, what does she want now? Or worse, am I just a backup option? You need to know exactly how to handle this situation, and here's the truth. This is your chance to take control, not just let her back in without thinking twice. First things first, don't get desperate. She knows you've been waiting. If you act like you've been waiting for her return, you've already lost your edge. The truth is, when a woman comes back after ignoring you, it's not a sign that she's fully invested. She might be testing the waters or simply looking to reignite something she felt was lost. Now, this is where it gets crucial. You've got to stay calm, composed, and confident. No overthinking, no jumping to conclusions. If you've been doing things right, you've been focusing on yourself during her absence, building yourself up. She should come back because she sees that you're living your life, not waiting for hers to be the center of it. Here's the kicker. When a woman wants you back after ignoring you, it's not about proving yourself or chasing her down. It's about knowing exactly what to do, how to handle it, and what your next move should be. If you fall into her trap, you lose the power. If you handle it correctly, you turn this situation into a win for you. In this video, we're diving into how you can navigate this situation like a pro. You'll learn what steps to take to keep the upper hand and avoid falling into old patterns. Let's get into it. 1. Stay unaffected and calm. When a woman reaches out to you after ignoring you, the first thing you need to do is remain unaffected. Don't let her presence or message shake your confidence or get you overly excited. The key here is to stay calm and collected. You've been handling your life without her, and you need to maintain that energy. If you're not careful, you could fall into the trap of acting desperate or overly eager to please. Don't get caught up in trying to figure out why she's reaching out or what it means. In the back of your mind, remember that her coming back is about her. It's not a reflection of your worth, and it shouldn't derail your progress. Now, you might be thinking, but why should I act indifferent? She's reaching out, doesn't that mean something? The thing is, it doesn't necessarily mean she's ready to commit or that she's desperate for you. It's more likely that she's testing the waters, seeing how you react, or just wants to re-engage without feeling vulnerable. You have to understand that you have a life to live, and whether she's in it or not, you're doing your own thing. So, when you get that text or call, don't jump into action. Respond on your terms, not hers. Whether it's a casual, "Hey, good to hear from you," or something similar, keep the tone light. Don't act like you've been waiting for her, and don't give her the power to control your emotions. This keeps you in the driver's seat. When you don't give off a sense of desperation, it's clear that you're a man who values himself and his time. That's attractive. Women are drawn to men who can remain steady, not those who jump at every opportunity. Being unaffected doesn't mean ignoring her or playing games. It simply means keeping your composure. You're not going to chase her, beg her, or act like her return is your only focus. Stay grounded in who you are. Keep the bigger picture in mind and know that your self-worth doesn't depend on her actions. In doing this, you also put the power back in your hands. She may have ignored you before, but by staying unaffected, you show that you're not emotionally swayed by her behavior. You're a man who stands on his own and isn't easily manipulated. This is the kind of power that makes women want to earn your attention, not just expect it. 2. Let her come to you. Now that you've established you're unaffected and calm, the next step is to let her come to you. Don't chase her down. Let her make the next move if she's truly interested. Here's the thing. Women want what they can't have. If you're always available or seem too eager, you're no longer seen as a challenge. And without challenge, there's no spark. Think about it. When a woman sees you as easy to get, the attraction starts to fade. You need to make sure she knows that your time and attention are valuable. The moment you act like you're waiting for her, you're giving away your power. You need to show that you're not just sitting around hoping she'll come back. What does that look like? It means living your life without any emotional attachment to whether or not she shows up. Keep yourself busy. Stay focused on your own goals. Be the guy who's always moving forward, not stuck in a waiting pattern. If she comes around, great. If not, it's no big deal. You're too busy winning at life to be caught up in her unpredictability. This approach also signals to her that you have options, that you're not desperate, and that she'll have to earn your attention. It's simple psychology. When you withhold your full attention, she's going to wonder why you're not giving her what she expects. That curiosity can drive her to initiate more. Letting her come to you doesn't mean you play games or ignore her completely. It just means you're not the one pushing for her attention. You've got your own things going on, and she knows she has to meet you on your terms. You don't make her the center of your world. Instead, she becomes a part of your world when she proves she deserves it. It's all about setting boundaries and expectations. Women are naturally drawn to men who can hold their ground and not be swayed easily. By letting her come to you, you create a sense of mystery and challenge that keeps her intrigued. You're not just another guy trying to win her over. You're someone she'll have to work for, and that makes you more attractive than any instant validation you could offer. The reality is, if she's serious about reconnecting, she'll make the effort. And when she does, she'll appreciate the fact that you've been strong and patient. But if she doesn't, you've lost nothing. You're not in the business of begging for attention or trying to force a relationship. You're playing the long game, which is the best strategy. Remember, when you let her come to you, it's not about arrogance, it's about self-respect. And that's exactly what she'll respect in return. 3. Be unpredictable. If you really want to make an impact when she wants you back after ignoring you, you've got to be unpredictable. The reality is, predictability breeds boredom. If she knows exactly what you're going to do or say, she'll lose interest quickly. To keep her engaged, you have to throw in an element of surprise, challenge, and intrigue. When she reaches out to you, don't immediately fall into your usual patterns. If you always respond within minutes, take your time this time. Let her wonder what you're doing and why you're not so eager to reply. It's not about playing games. It's about showing that your life doesn't revolve around her. You're not waiting for her message. You've got your own world going on, and that mystery can draw her in more than anything. The unpredictability comes from you not always reacting the way she expects. If she's used to you being responsive, sometimes be a little distant, without being rude. If she's used to you being the one to initiate contact, let her take the lead. The more she's not able to figure you out, the more she'll feel the need to invest more time and energy to figure you out. And the more effort she puts in, the more she'll become emotionally attached. This doesn't mean you should be a complete stranger or shut her down completely. You're still a person with emotions, and communication is necessary. But your response time, your tone, and the way you communicate should not be predictable. Keep her on her toes by changing things up. For example, if you usually send long texts, send shorter ones. If you're always the one who plans the dates, let her initiate one this time. Show her you're someone who can adapt and keep things exciting. By being unpredictable, you make yourself less available, but not in a way that feels like rejection. It's more about controlling the flow of communication, making her want to work harder for your attention. Women don't like to feel like they have everything figured out. The more you throw in some unpredictability, the more you build attraction. This tactic also keeps you from becoming too attached or reliant on her response. When she's unsure about how you'll react, it forces her to think more about you, your feelings, and what you're up to. The uncertainty pushes her to invest mentally, emotionally, and sometimes even physically. Don't be the guy who's always predictable. The moment you let her know exactly what you're going to do or how you're going to respond, you stop being interesting. You stop being someone she's got to work for. And let's be clear, if she doesn't have to work for you, the excitement dies, and so does the attraction. The unpredictability isn't about manipulation. It's about keeping her invested. You're showing her that she can't have everything on her terms, and that the dynamic between you two can shift at any time. In the end, when you keep her guessing, you keep her coming back. That's the power you hold. 4. Don't let her control the pace. When a woman comes back into the picture after ignoring you, there's a tendency to let her control the pace of the interaction. You might think, she's been distant, so maybe I should let her take things slow. But here's the reality. If you let her control the pace, you risk losing your power and the upper hand in the situation. You need to set the tone from the start. Don't just let her dictate when, how, or how often you engage. Instead, make sure you're both on the same page and that you're not moving at a pace that only benefits her comfort zone. It's crucial to recognize that when a woman ignores you, there's a shift in the dynamic. You might feel like you're the one who should make the effort, but you must be the one who decides what kind of pace you're comfortable with. Don't rush things. If she's coming back into your life, it should be on your terms, not because you're trying to make up for lost time or prove yourself. Take your time and make sure you're not simply rushing into the same patterns that led to her distancing herself in the first place. Moving too fast, especially after she's ignored you, can create unnecessary pressure and give her the wrong impression. She might think you're just eager to get back to the way things were without properly addressing the issues that caused her to pull away in the first place. Set boundaries early on. If you feel like she's pushing too fast or acting like things are just going to pick up where they left off, pause and take a step back. You don't need to be rude or dismissive, but let her know that you value your time and that things need to unfold naturally. If she truly wants you back, she'll respect that. If she doesn't, it's not worth forcing a connection that's only going to set you up for disappointment again. Control the pace by communicating openly and clearly about your needs and expectations. For example, if you're unsure about diving back into a relationship, express that you need time to evaluate where things stand. You're not obligated to jump straight into full-blown romance or commitment. Let her know that you're taking things one step at a time and that you want to make sure both of you are aligned before moving forward. Another way to control the pace is through your availability. Don't drop everything for her when she reappears. Sure, you might be excited she's back, but your life doesn't revolve around her actions. Stay busy. Stick to your routines and make sure you're not just waiting for her to reach out. Let her see that you have your own life, and you're not sitting around hoping she'll give you attention. If you're not the one constantly initiating and driving the relationship, she'll start seeing you as someone who is comfortable with the process, not someone who is desperate to rush things along. Women find security in men who are comfortable with themselves, who don't feel the need to rush intimacy or affection. Control the pace, and you control the dynamic. And if she wants to be a part of your life, she'll respect that. If she doesn't, it's her loss, not yours. In short, don't let her come back into your life and call the shots. You're the one who decides how quickly or slowly things move. Take your time, set your boundaries, and stay confident. The pace is yours to set, and she'll have to respect that if she truly wants you back. 5. Don't overanalyze her motives. When a woman wants you back after ignoring you, it's easy to fall into the trap of overanalyzing her motives. You might start questioning why she reached out, what she really wants, or if there's an underlying agenda behind her actions. It's a natural response, but it's also a dangerous one. You risk getting caught in your own head and allowing your emotions to cloud your judgment. The truth is, you'll never know exactly what's going on in her mind, and trying to figure it out will only waste your time and energy. It's easy to get fixated on her motives, especially if you're still emotionally invested, but you can't allow yourself to get trapped in the cycle of second-guessing everything she does. The best approach is to focus on the actions, not the speculation. When you start overanalyzing, you might end up reading too much into every little thing she says or does. Maybe she's being kind, maybe she's being distant, or maybe she's sending mixed signals. The danger here is that overthinking can make you react in ways that aren't true to who you are. You might become overly cautious, defensive, or even start to change how you communicate with her, all because you're trying to decode her behavior. Instead of trying to analyze her every move, focus on the present and how she treats you. Does she show genuine interest? Or is she just reaching out because she's bored or seeking validation? If her actions are clear, she's engaging with you respectfully and showing interest, then consider it. but don't get hung up on trying to understand why she's doing it. The key is in how she behaves now, not what she might have been thinking in the past. If she comes back, it's important to pay attention to her consistency. If she reaches out and then pulls back again, it could indicate that she's not fully committed or is uncertain about what she wants. On the other hand, if she consistently shows up, communicates openly, and makes an effort, then it's worth considering her intentions more seriously. But again, avoid overanalyzing the reasons behind her actions. Trust her actions over your assumptions. Understand this: women are complex and they don't always have a clear reason for everything they do. Some may come back because they're genuinely interested in reconnecting, while others might simply be testing the waters. Either way, your job is not to try to figure out why she's doing it, but to focus on what she's doing. This is where you remain grounded. Stay objective and don't get caught up in the emotional whirlpool of guessing her every move. Your focus should be on what you want and what you need. Don't let her actions dictate your worth or your level of interest. If she comes back and her behavior shows she wants something meaningful, then great. But if she's just coming back for a momentary connection or to boost her ego, don't let that derail your emotions. By not overanalyzing her motives, you protect your own emotional balance. You're not falling into the trap of second-guessing and becoming emotionally reactive. Instead, you're focusing on maintaining your strength and making decisions based on what you observe, not what you speculate. When you keep your focus on the facts, you're in control. And that's the most attractive position you can be in. 6. Set your expectations and stick to them. When a woman comes back into your life after ignoring you, it's important to set clear expectations from the start and, more importantly, stick to them. The danger here is that you may find yourself getting swept up in the emotions of the moment and losing sight of what you truly want. It's easy to let nostalgia or longing for her return cloud your judgment. But if you want to avoid getting hurt or wasting time, you need to be clear about what you're looking for and not settle for less. The first step is knowing what you want. Are you looking for closure? Do you want to rekindle the relationship? Or are you simply open to seeing where things go? You need to be honest with yourself about your feelings before you can set any expectations with her. Once you've figured out what you want, be upfront about it. Whether she's trying to get back together or simply reconnecting, let her know what your boundaries are and what you're expecting from the situation. Setting expectations is about protecting yourself. If you've been hurt in the past, it's important to make sure that history doesn't repeat itself. When she reaches out, ask yourself why she's doing it. Is she looking for validation? Or does she genuinely want to build something meaningful with you again? Make sure she knows that you value your time and that you're not interested in anything that feels half-hearted. For example, if you want to take things slow and ensure that there's mutual respect, communicate that clearly. Let her know that you won't rush into things just because she's back in the picture. If you're hesitant about getting back together, tell her that you want to rebuild the foundation of the relationship before making any decisions about the future. This might seem intimidating or even uncomfortable at first, but you're not doing it to be harsh. You're doing it to protect your emotional well-being. By setting your expectations early, you're creating a space where both of you can communicate openly and honestly. You're showing her that you're not willing to settle for anything less than what you truly deserve, and that's a position of power. The more you allow yourself to remain firm in your boundaries and expectations, the more respect you'll command in the relationship. It's all about creating a balance where she knows what she's getting into and you're not giving up your standards. The key here is consistency. Once you've set those expectations, don't waver. If she pushes your boundaries or tries to move things faster than you're comfortable with, don't be afraid to speak up. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of having her back. But if you compromise on your values, you're setting yourself up for disappointment down the line. It's also worth noting that you're not being unreasonable by setting these boundaries. A woman who genuinely wants you back will respect your needs and expectations. if she's not willing to meet you halfway or understands the importance of taking things slowly, it's a red flag. Relationships are built on mutual respect, and the last thing you want is to fall back into the same patterns of neglect and emotional turmoil that led to her ignoring you in the first place. Remember, by setting and sticking to your expectations, you're demonstrating your strength and self-respect. You're not afraid to stand firm in your beliefs and hold her accountable for her actions. This is what will make you more desirable in her eyes, knowing that you're not a man who's easily swayed and that you have a clear sense of what you need in a relationship. 7. Keep your own life thriving. One of the most important things you can do when a woman comes back after ignoring you is to keep your own life thriving. This isn't just about filling the void or staying busy to distract yourself. This is about continuing to grow as a person, no matter what's happening with her. When you focus on your own growth, you don't only become more attractive to her, but you also ensure that you're in a healthy, self-sufficient place, emotionally and mentally. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that your happiness depends on her returning to your life. You might feel like you need to give her attention or wait around for her to make decisions about what she wants from you. But this kind of mindset puts you in a weak position. You're essentially handing over control of your life to someone else. Instead, you should focus on making your life fulfilling and interesting, whether or not she's part of it. Start by investing in your passions. Dive deeper into your hobbies, develop new skills, or push yourself in areas you care about. Whether it's work, fitness, or something creative, do things that keep you motivated and engaged. Women are drawn to men who are focused on their own personal development. When she sees that you're still excelling and chasing your goals, it demonstrates that you're not dependent on her for your fulfillment. You have a full, rich life regardless of her involvement. This isn't about making her jealous or trying to show her that you can move on easily. It's about showing her that you have the strength to thrive on your own. A woman who sees you living a life that's rich in experiences, success, and happiness will see you as a stable, attractive partner. You're not desperate for her attention, and this confidence makes you far more appealing. Another crucial aspect is maintaining your social life. Don't isolate yourself waiting for her to reach out. Continue hanging out with your friends, meeting new people, and staying social. When you're out there living your best life and not fixating on her, you'll show her that your world doesn't revolve around her. She'll see that you are self-sufficient, that your happiness isn't contingent on her presence, and that you have a life outside of the relationship. This is an attractive quality that will make her want to come back even more. Additionally, working on yourself in other areas, such as fitness, mental health, or career, sends a strong message that you're not just waiting around for a relationship to define your worth. You're continuously improving, not because you need her, but because you want to be the best version of yourself. This mindset radiates strength and independence, which will undoubtedly make her view you in a more favorable light. This approach also keeps you grounded. When you're not so emotionally invested in her return, you'll have better clarity when making decisions. You won't be swayed by impulsive reactions or the hope of regaining something that wasn't working in the first place. You'll have the strength to make decisions from a place of confidence rather than desperation. If you realize she's not truly invested, it won't crush you, because you've already built a strong, independent foundation. In the end, keeping your own life thriving isn't just about making yourself more attractive to her. It's about ensuring that your happiness and self-worth are never reliant on someone else's actions. Whether she stays or goes, your life will continue to move forward in a positive direction, and that's the most powerful position you can be in. This strength and independence will make you more appealing not only to her, but to anyone who sees you as someone who has control over his own life. In the end, when a woman wants you back after ignoring you, remember that your value isn't tied to her actions. Stay grounded, set clear expectations, and focus on maintaining your own thriving life. Don't allow yourself to be swept up in emotions or overanalyze her motives. Pay attention to her actions and stay true to your needs. If you approach the situation with confidence, respect, and self-worth, you'll create a space where you're in control. Whether she's truly committed or not, you'll be in the best position to make decisions that are right for you. Stay strong and don't settle.